Blog Talk Radio.
Beginning is a very important topic. Too many people think beginnings are simple. They're not. The beginning is the time when everything is fragile. Everything is a challenge. But endings. Now endings are definitive. They're the end of everything. The door to a new story. But not this time. Not this time.
this Saturday night at Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason. And tonight's show is unique, to say the least. But then my guests are unique. And we'll get to them in just a few minutes. I want to say welcome to all of you who are listening and who will be listening to the archive show. Because of you all, we have reached over 200,000 listeners in over 200 countries. And it's growing every day. And like I tell you at the beginning of every show, this is not my show. It is your show. It is you, the listener, and you, the guest. And the show just keeps growing and growing and growing. And I want to thank you for that. There are two ways to get on the show. One, you can come on as a guest. The other is to be a sponsor for the show. And if you want to know how to do either one of those, contact me at offthechainradio@yahoo.com. And I'm going to start the show off with three of our sponsors. The first one is Howard Lane. And it's about a gentleman named Frank Tadici, whose niece is dead, and he's one of thousands of victims of a terrorist attack, which has been laid at the feet of Islamic radicals by a right-wing U.S. government. Frank, based on a chance encounter, is one of the very few people who question the government's explanation. He's a Vietnam veteran who wants nothing more than to live without further controversy or conflict. Can he and his grieving brother Rob, a detective with the NYPD, obtain the necessary evidence to uncover the truth in the face of scorn and incredibility? Can they overcome their long-term estrangement to work together, given that they are putting their lives in danger? And last gasp, a novel that resonates with today's politics, the answers to these questions unfold in a way that mingles personal and societal issues and intertwines the past and present while moving relentlessly forward. Last Gasp by Howard Levine. Do you love thrilling whodunits, cozy mysteries, or sizzling suspense with dangerous twists and turns? Well, each one has secrets, and one of those secrets could get them all killed. Often death is just the beginning, but what if the damage was already done? The answers revealed in Death and Damages, keeping you on the edge of your seat with hair-raising homicides as you discover mysterious secrets, deadly assassins, and cold-blooded killers in this thrilling box set of 24 breathtaking tales of Death and Damages. Pre-order your box set now at deathanddamages.com, and it's just 99 cents, so do it today. Traveler Pelton has a new book out in her Oberlin series. It's called Terrorists, Traitors, and Spies. The middle generation of the Oberlins carry on the legacy of their father Noah by setting up a network of scientists, spies, and informants all over the globe. This book spans the generations from 1910 to 1975, a time of change and growth. The family tries to stay out of the feud between Edison and Tesla while beginning to investigate an elusive enemy network that grows into an underground jungle which will plague them for generations. They survived 2 world wars, the Korean conflict and the Vietnam War, in spite of attacks on them personally from the enemy and their own government. Will the legacy of the Lenape negotiators carry the family through discrimination, hatred, and treason? Will there be another 7 generations of the people to carry on, or will they follow their ancestors into oblivion? Join the high-energy Oberlin family in yet another of Traveler's Tales of Intrigue, Technology, and History. Terrorists, Traitors, and Spies. Available now on Amazon at Books A Million as an ebook or paperback, or if you want to, you can go to travelerpelton.com, which is her website, because she has a special offer going on just for folks getting ready for the silly season. She is offering postpaid sets of her trilogies for $25 that will autograph them any way that you like. She takes PayPal and will ship the sets out the next business working day. So go to her website, travelerpelton.com, for all the details. And with that, we start our show tonight. The song you heard is from the band Cypher, who is out of Canada. They have been on this show so many times. They are absolutely one of the best bands out there. I first had the honor and pleasure of getting to interview them when they were first starting out. And I told them then that they were going to get so big and go so far that it would blow their minds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what these guys are doing. You hear the noise in the background. They are getting ready to do a show right after this show. These are amazing guys. When they booked the show tonight here with me, they didn't have a show planned, but they were asked to do a second show from a gig they did last night, and they agreed to do it. And I told them we could have rescheduled this show, but these guys they just keep me humble. They wouldn't do it. They wanted to do this show. So with that being said, welcome, guys. I am so glad you're with me tonight.
Glad to be here always.
Well, okay, so let's tell the folks what all is going on in the background. Where's the show? What time does it start? And how long are y'all going to be playing?
Well, I don't know the length of the set, but we are at the East Village Arts Collective on Dundas Street in London. It's a volunteer-run organization that we've been happy to help out, and we filled in for a band that couldn't make it today, so we played yesterday at Old East 755 in London, which was the easiest loadout ever because the two venues are about 4 doors down from each other. So.
Wow. Well, I want to know how y'all got this particular gig. Did they hear you playing last night, or did somebody come see and say, "Oh, okay, we'll just ask them if they want to walk 4 doors down"?
Well, we've finally managed to connect with a lot of local artists and whatnot, and we've played EVAC a couple of times in the past, so we got the call. Hey, do you want to play this show? Yes.
You don't have to ask us, right? Yep. We'll be there. But remember when? I will never forget the first show that I did with y'all. It was one of the most amazing shows to this day that stands out in my mind of the 400 plus shows we've done. And I had never heard of industrial bands. Y'all gave me such an education and such an appreciation for that genre of music because, ladies and gentlemen, what these guys do is they don't use instruments. They use synthesizers, they do use percussion, and they use vocals. And they have created an industrial band, and correct me if I'm wrong, the industrial band started after World War II or before World War II in empty warehouses in London or in Europe?
Well, there was a lot of, there's always been experimental music going on back as far as then, like we're talking Karl Stockhausen and guys like that who were, who got their hands dirty in early electronics like wire recorders and, tape loops and things like that. And they referred to it as electroacoustic music. Industrial music really got started in the late 70s, sort of out of it sort of spread out of the punk ethic of do it yourself and that kind of a thing. But a few bands realized that if they, with what was then relatively new technology, i.e. the synthesizer, you could make any sound you wanted and affect any sound you wanted, that it opened up a whole list of possibilities as far as how far you could push the envelope. And a lot of the early industrial bands like Throbbing Gristle, Cabaret, Voltaire, most of their stuff was kind of happened on the spot. I'm actually looking to do a cover of Throbbing Gristle's Discipline tonight, and it's basically completely improvisational. Like there's a beat to it, but the members of Throbbing Gristle pretty much did whatever they wanted with their instrument, and that became the song. So, and with most electronic music, I got to say, as technology developed, it also changed the nature of the music. So, at some point in the early 80s, industrial started to gravitate towards danceable music and stuff like that too. So, it evolved out of the punk idea of do whatever you want to do. And industrial addressed a lot of taboo subjects as well, like head on. So
that's true.
That became a part of it too.
The Cypher's first album was very dark, and it addressed suicide, and it addressed asking oneself questions that one might not ordinarily ask oneself. That was a very powerful album. To this day, I still love that album because we talked about that album in great length that night. And
yes,
it talked about the songs and how they came about. And irregardless of how people feel about this type of music, it carries a message.
I think the message is there if you want it. I mean, I've heard a lot of industrial music where it's a bit much about the same thing. But I think that happens with every genre of music is you kind of get stuck in one place for a bit, and then somebody else comes along and goes, hey, I'm doing this now. And it gravitates towards that. But I mean, I think when we did Overthought, we didn't have both feet on the ground as far as where we would go afterwards. And I think when we kind of looked at it and said, we created this thing with a message, we decided to go, let's keep this going. Let's have, we want there to be some kind of meaning to what we do because, especially the way the world is right now.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It gives you no end as an artist. It gives you no end of material to react to. And I think that's where we come from.
And even the second album, it was a powerful album. And the third album, everything that y'all have done, it's powerful within itself. I was sitting here listening to the opening song, and being a writer, of course, there's this vision dancing around in my head. And it's like a movie, and I am seeing a dancer doing contemporary dance to that song. It's hard to explain, but it's a dance between good and evil and hate and love. And the dynamic that y'all put into that song it blows me away.
Well, with everything, this is Everything Ends.
Right.
We got a friend of ours, Serena Dorton, from the awesome death metal band Cabaret, and she came into our studio and put down the one vocal for that. It's funny because I hadn't actually listened to that track in a while. So I'm standing outside having a smoke, bopping away. Like
that sounds familiar.
You sit there, shucks, folks, I made a song. There's still that element to it, though. It's there's always that kick when you finally put a collection of songs to bed. Guys.
And when you hear it from your end, hear it playing on the show here, and you're not in front of the mic, but you're hearing it, and it's like you said, you're going, oh, we did that. Like, whose song is that? Oh, yeah, we did that one. But the message is there that you can't swap one hate for the other and expect for the dynamic of life to change. And you can't swap one bad action for another and expect the dynamic of life to change. Somebody has to be willing to say, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah. Well, sorry, go ahead. Did I interrupt?
No, I just took a deep breath
okay.
because I...
But no, I think that's always been a common thread. I mean, Mike and I have such disparate interests. Like, there's stuff that we both like. We talk about that stuff, but we're also always, every time Mike comes over to my studio, he's like, oh, you got to check this song out. Have you heard this song? Kind of a thing. And, sometimes I really groove on it. Sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes it's like, But, but the fact that we have those differences means that, because most art is referential to something.
Yes.
And, Mike comes Mike's heard all the industrial, but he did most of his DJing in kind of the middle part of the industrial era, so to speak. And I started with a band called Cabaret Voltaire, which is very which is very abstract stuff. In the early days, they eventually, I think by the end of the band, they pretty much went full disco.
That's why
one of my favorite albums. One of my all-time favorite albums is Cabaret Voltaire's "The Voice of America," which was ironic because they're a British band, but they were one of the first bands to start taking a lot of the taboo visuals like pornography and fascist films and stuff like that, and kind of collage them into something that's basically, look at your shit. Look at, this is, here's what humanity's really doing. And, they turned off a lot of people. So some people got it. But, that's kind of where I come from is, the stereotypical studio tech where I'm always going, you got to hear this tape loop I just put together. It goes around the whole place.
And
it's like, why are you using that? Put down the 4-track, Jay.
Speaking of going around the whole place, I want to play Stand Down now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is from, the first song was from the third album, which is called Hand Grenade. This is from their latest album. I don't even know if it's out yet, but because they love me, they always send me their music fairly early, and I guard it with my life. But we're going to play Stand Down by Cypher so that you can get there's just no words. These guys are just phenomenal, and I love them. So we'll be right back.
And in the middle of that, I'm going to pass the phone to Mike.
Okay.
Lewis. All right.
All right.
It's one of those shitty weeds. Oh, good. It's with my good benefits. Stand down. You're in danger if you criticize. You think they won't tear you down. Watch it all burn to the ground. But who's listening? Stand down. You're in danger if you criticize. You think they won't tear you down. I don't care. Watch it all burn to the ground. I've been singing along with it, and I realized the only song on the entire album. I can't hear it, but no, I was just telling them, the only song on the album, I know all the words. Stand down. You're in danger if you criticize. Think they won't tear you down. Watch it all burn to the ground. Who's listening? Stand down. You're in danger if you criticize. You think they won't tear you down. Watch it all burn to the ground. I remember it being jump steady and psychopathic. They heard the cover and they played it together. So that was cool. To get something from Jump Steady's existence saying, hey, we heard the cover of All Malaysia and we really liked it. I'm still working on that beer. What's wrong? You're so bright. That's awesome. Do you know what? We made a joint habit, and you. Hello? Oh, she's playing a bit with the ICP with me. Cool.
I got something. Check this shit out. I got an ICP right.
And that was Stand Down by Cypher. We have the other half of the duo on the phone now. Louis Cypher, also known as Michael Lee. This is Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason. And God, you guys just get better and better.
I can't disagree. I used to think that we were getting worse, but this last record, we added someone, and the sound that you hear, it's particularly in that song, it's so different and so new, and he brought a lot to the band, and I'm really thrilled. So. Okay,
who is the new guy? I know you told me before that y'all had brought in someone new.
We have, you guys will meet him tonight. I told him he's not getting out of his turn on the phone.
All right.
His name's Loki, and he's someone that, and here's a little bit of a humorous story. I babysat him as a baby. He's a lot younger, and I used to change his diapers. Like, that's how long I've known him.
I love it. You've come full circle, Mike.
His old band was supposed to open for us one night. The rest of the members of his band decided they didn't want to play it. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So he shows up, right, at our show. He didn't even go with his other band to play. At the show they had taken instead of ours. He came to our show. And that night I said to Jay, I said, we've always been looking for a guitar. I want a guitar player. You wanted a guitar player.
this dude just quit his band to come see us play live. So he joined us that night. And the last experience in the studio was super surreal. Jay would be playing around on the computer, and then Sonny or Loki would jump up and he'd start playing his guitar. And they'd be halfway through just jamming around on the computer and the guitar, and I'd suddenly start writing lyrics to the album. And it just added such a cool dynamic to the writing process, which, you know, we've been doing way too much of. Excuse me, because, you know, we keep putting out album or EP after album or EP, and so this writing process was so different, and this album is so different from anything we've done. I thought, you know, instead of releasing something next year, we should ride this one for a year and put out singles and small little pieces of work in between. Because I think this album is the one that has a real honest to God shot. Like, having been a DJ for as long as I have, what Jay did on Stand Down that you just played with his voice it blew me away. And I remember thinking when we were writing that song, I want to be part of this song, but I don't, because I don't want to change that vocal sound. And then Jay came up with the idea of alternating the chorus. And you got a little bit of time, go ahead. Okay, good. Right on. Our guitar player asking me when he had to go on the phone, so I was telling him, no, where we're playing tonight, we're playing I'll finish that story in half a second. We were playing a really small room tonight, and it's a beautiful non-profit artist collective in London called the EVAC, and the bar we headlined at last night is 2 doors down. So we keep running down there to get a beer or something, because there's no alcohol where we're playing tonight. It's a dry venue, so we're all running to the bar. That's why he's asking me, how much time do I have? It takes me 3.5 minutes to get down a beer. I'm like, go, go, go. And of course, you know, every so often you got to go outside and exercise our new Canadian legal right.
Of course.
But that's the way that goes. But anyways, back to Stand Down. So Jay says to me, let's alternate the chorus. And I was sitting there, and secretly I was like a kid at a baseball game that caught the home run, because I'm going, yes, I'm part of the song. And so we put the album together, and I had picked a different track to be the first single. We did a cover of an Insane Clown Posse song, and as an old school juggalo, I was like, oh yeah, this can be fucking cool. They finally let me do it. So that was what I had earmarked as the first single. And sorry about the noise. There's a bunch of rowdy teenagers here.
That's quite all right.
But Jay did such a good job on Stand Down, and I listened to it, and I remember after we were done recording it, I said to Jay, I said, wow, that one's got a bit of a Nine Inch Nails feel to it. And he looks at me with the most deadpan look on his face. He goes, you fucking think?
And ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this, but these guys did not tell. They sent me the entire album, and they did not tell me which songs to play. And we do this. Have you noticed we do this all the time? I tend to pick the songs that have a huge story behind them.
It's really weird, because some of the songs you pick, I scratch my head. And I go, I don't know why she picked that one. That's one of my least favorite songs on that record. But 99.9% of the time, the song that you randomly pick, because we don't say, hey, this is the single, can you play it? Screw that. When we put out an album, I don't think a lot of people know this, but when we put out an album, and I don't even know if you know this, before we ever release the album, I'd message you and say, new album coming out, when are we coming on the show?
Yes, he does.
And that's because we literally get off the phone with you that night and sit and talk about the songs that you picked off the album to play.
Really?
Because we use a Von Mason as a sounding board for what's going to be successful. And it's worked so far, and it's going to keep working.
You have given me chill bumps, my friend. You have literally given me chill bumps.
It's true, and it's so funny, because the way that we ended up on your show, originally, was so random.
It was.
Because someone that we used to play with a lot, and we wrote a song on our last EP called Family Love that's actually about him.
Yep.
And the way that he's behaved since we got to know the real person behind the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never meet. I'll sum it up in a sentence: never meet your idols. They're always much cooler in your head than they actually are. But yeah, so if you ever see me, just keep walking. I got a funny story about that in a second, Yvonne. You're gonna love this one. But we wrote Family Love with that, but he introduced us to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming on your show the first time, and it was Jay and I. We were over at my apartment. We were sitting around a table, and we originally had just added another new member, Matt.
Yeah.
So we were all sitting around. We were smoking weed, talking with you, and I remember getting off that call, and Jay and I both kind of had chills. Right? It's one of those moments because it was the first time we had been on any sort of radio production that was more worldwide than just a small scale audience. And you gave us that shot. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, our Facebook jumped drastically after that. Jay's looking at me nodding emphatically because this guy's pretty good. It's playing in the back. Is he? He's killing it, eh? The first band just went on, so I'm kind of listening to them while we talk. But I remember... the one thing that you chose that night was Dark Mistress. And,
I love that music.
I know you do. And it's so funny because that's one song that I think we covered this that night. That wasn't, that's not the song that was originally written. Dark Mistress, Jay sent me this cool piano line, and I went, oh, right on, let's use that instead. So I rewrote it that night. But anyway, so you had played that. And it was funny because it's the one song we had only ever played live. We've only ever played that song live once. And it was so cool because that's the one time that you picked a song that I went, that's not going to be the single. But not because I don't love the song, but because it's a song that I find very awkward to perform in front of people. So, yeah, it was cool. But... so we literally do. It's part of our writing process. We write the album, we book this interview, and then we start thinking about what the single is going to be. This is the first time ever, I think, that we actually said, this is going to be the single before coming on your show. And you honor us by playing the same song because the process continues.
I love it. We have this connection. I don't know how we have it, but when I was listening to the album, I'm going, I like that song. And then the one that I opened with was off of Hand Grenade.
Yes.
And
yeah.
So I got both albums in tonight.
So I haven't geeked out on when someone does that, but the song you picked, the first song, Everything Ends, which was our rather poorly designed attempt to try to be a metal band. One of my favorite songs, but it's a song we never play live.
Oh, you should.
Only because, well, the only reason we don't play it live is on that song, there's a lovely young lady who sings like an angel that does all those yells. That's not me. That's a lady named Serena Dort from the band Cabaret. And we do occasionally get the pleasure of playing with Cabaret. When we play with Cabaret, we always play it live because we tried sampling it once, I think, and it doesn't flow the same because you got to have her there. And she's the first guest singer on any of our albums, and she was just an absolute pleasure to work with. She was there for like 20 minutes, laid that song down in 20 minutes, and just hands us the mic and goes, okay, I'm done, and leaves. Like a complete professional.
Do you want to hear the third song that I've picked?
Okay, what do you got for the third song?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason, with My Heart Throbs. I love these guys with all of my heart. They
and we
are
love you
phenomenal. They listen, if you're ever in London, Canada, find out where they're playing. And if you don't go to London, Canada, we're going to tell you how to get their music because these guys are phenomenal. They're wonderful. I absolutely adore. And you're never too old to live your dream. Ask these guys. This is the third song that I picked for tonight. This is off of their new album. Don't go anywhere, Mike.
I'm done. I want to hear what it is. No way.
Yes.
Please, facts. Walk through the doors into the halls of illusion. Visit yours and see what shoulda and coulda and woulda been real. But you had to track the whole deal. Let's take a walk down the hallway. It's a long while. It takes all day. When you get to the end, you find a chair with straps and chains. Yeah, we'll strap you in there. Lock you down tight so you can't move a thread. And pull your eyelids up over your head. You're about to witness an illusionary dream. It's just too bad it ain't what it seems. Walking into two kids on the floor, playing Nintendo and he got the high score. And sitting behind them, chilling in your chair is your wife, but when you look up, you ain't there. Some other man in the hand in hand, and she looks so happy you don't understand.
Everything ends up
an illusion and never came
but so far on this album,
all because they know. Back to reality, what you're about. White can't smile, cause you're not to see now. And you can't see the person getting hit. Cause you're a worthless, drunk piece of shit. One's all good here. Come have a beer and have a joke to you. Look at how you and you get something to keep simple and slow. That's how you simple and go. Painful and go where you want. You look now, your life is gone. This is all because of you. You got yourself into. Painful and go where you want.
oh, that's not a great thing.
This is all because of you. You got yourself into. Fucking sexy Mr. Clark. Dirty old freedom from the trailer park. Got to take it. Take your coat off. And when you're on whatnot, you get rolled off. Walk down the hallway. It's a long way. It takes all day. And when you get to the end, you find the chair. You see all the blood. Yeah, the boy was just here. We get all different kinds of people coming through. Richies, chickies, piggies just like you. In the hall, everybody gets a turn to sit and witness their illusion before you burn. What do we have here? Okay, no way. It looks like the kids and they okay. We taught us chilling up in college. How great. Hey, it's on the brain doctor. That's great. They got family and kids and it's all good. They even coach little league in the neighborhood. Is this true? Have you really seen the Holy Ghost? Hell nah, not even close. Back to reality. Someone every dog gets paid laying on the back. Everyone sits walking cheese. The lyric in the gutter. Sell crack to each other. When you were a kid, you see them and leave them home. And even whip them with the cord on the telephone. That reminds me, man, hey, you gotta call.
So it's the radio show. We don't tell them what song to play that.
Let go where you want. Don't look now, your life is gone. This is all because of you. You got yourself in.
I'm so grateful for
Let go where you want.
This is
all because of you. You got yourself in. Found a party up the beach to the next town. But we forgot Mr. Biggett. Okay, can't show you an illusion cause we're all backed up. You get no stress line, how's that? Let go where you want.
I want to hear what about that. Every question you ask,
let go where you want. This is all because of you. You got yourself into.
I feel bad because I'm grooving to this and check it out because after I
And we are back. This is Off the Chain with your host, Yvonne Mason, and one of the most wonderful industrial bands in the world, Cypher, out of London, Canada. And I have Mike Lee on the phone with me. Well, what did you think about that one?
Oh, my God, Yvonne, I'm sitting here swooning. It's so funny because I fought so hard to get that song on the album. That we didn't write that one. That's written by a band out of Detroit, Michigan called Insane Clown Posse, who I just love. And they've got a very unique group of fans. And last year, their fans were branded a gang by the federal government of the United States.
What?
The Juggalos were branded a gang by the federal government of the United States because it's a counterculture and because it's a different type of world. And anybody that had the Hatchet Man bumper sticker or tattoo, and I have a tattoo of their cover of the Riddle Box on my forearm, could be detained as a gang member. So Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope, the guys that are Insane Clown Posse, they actually organized and paid for a march on Capitol Mall in Washington, D.C. to get their fans removed from the federal registry of gangs. And when we wanted to put this album together, our album is a concept record, and a lot of people that have heard it kind of missed that a little bit, which kind of sucked. But the idea is that it's 20 years in the future, and the world has been taken over by the extreme right and the extreme left politically. And when we were talking about the album, we wanted to do a cover that was from a band that these two groups would absolutely detest. And originally we were going to cover an old song called One Tin Soldier.
Mm-hmm. I remember that song.
That was the original plan. And then I came into the studio one day and said, can we do an Insane Clown Posse cover instead? And originally I wanted to do a song called Boogie Woogie Woo, which is all about the boogeyman doing crazy shit to children in a humorous and fun way. And Jay didn't like that one. So he said, no, I don't like that one. So I said, well, what about Hall of Illusion? Let's do that. And Jay listened to it and said, I can do this. Yeah, I can. And we recorded a version of it, and it was so bad that we didn't want to put it out. And then we recorded it a second time, and I took the vocal line on it. And when I listened to it, I'm like, wow, it has that feel from the original, but it still feels like our own. And we've heard a lot of positive things. The Juggalo community, their fans, I'm on a lot of their groups and lists as an old school Juggalo, so we put it out, and that was great. They really embraced it, which is cool. But it's so funny that you play it because we were just talking about how you pick songs that have a story.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we've done anything ever that has the kind of story flow that Hall of Illusions had. Other than the last cover we did, which was Hall of Mirrors, because we got a thing for halls apparently.
And we played that one on the show as well.
Yeah, we did play that one last time. But Hall of Illusions is, I think it's got a story, and I think it's a story that a lot of people need to hear. I mean, it starts out obviously talking about the guy that beats his family, and how he's got this illusion that he sees of his family being perfect, but he's not part of it because he's a heavy drinker and he beats his wife. And then it flows on to talk about, Mr. Clark and his kid and what happened with his children. And I think what appeals to me about that song is the album that it's on is called The Great Malenko. And there's a story. Malenko's a wizard that can make all these horrible things happen. So for us to include this Malenko character in our futuristic story, and with the intro to that, which played a little bit at the end of Stand Down, there's an intro which is completely improv. Jay was doing it, and I just threw him off by making rude comments. And it turned out so well on the album. But in the context of our story, The Great Malenko is a banned record. You can't own it, and this guy gets a hold of it. And of course, he comes into the house running with it, saying, "Look what I've got! I've got I've got an ICP record." And the other guy's like, "Holy cow!" So, to Jay, not Jay, my Jay, the other Jay. Sorry, they're asking who's taking money. So yeah, it was really cool. But, and I told you guys would meet him in a second. Sonny. So Jay and Loki are going to take over for a few minutes because I got to pee and I got to get ready to go on stage.
Okay, go get ready to go on stage.
But right when we get ready to go on stage, but what we want to do tonight, if you're okay with it, is we're probably going on about 9:30, so right near the end of the show. Rather than ending with an interview, what I think the listeners might like is I've got someone here that's more than willing to keep the phone on speaker while we do our first couple songs. And I'd love to be able to do that for you guys. So that way we're going to play. This will be the first time we've ever played live to air for Off the Shade Radio, and I want to do that. Yeah, but that's fine. Well, we've got a bunch of time with Yvonne. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, she never kicks us off. We've kicked other guests off because we're on the show because she loves us that much. We're her favorite.
Absolutely.
But,
and see,
anyways.
Michael, the beauty of it is, even though if the show goes off live, when people listen to it in the archive part of the show, they're going to get this.
Oh, that's we don't want them to do that. But that's okay. We're going to play a little bit live for you guys. But anyways, Jay and Sonny are going to come on. And Sonny is actually Loki, the new guitar player, and I want him to meet everybody. And I love you guys, but I have this weird-ass ritual before every show where I go off by myself and just stand around. So you guys enjoy. Use these guys for you.
All right, darling.
Hello.
Hello.
One second. Just going to put you on speakerphone here.
Okay.
I have to learn how to Android. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, as y'all know, this is Off the Chain. I'm your host, Yvonne Mason, and they're swapping phones. The band Cypher is fixing to do a live show, and they're swapping phones, and we're going to get to listen to them do a couple of their songs live on stage right here on the show because they love us so much.
Fuck yeah, we do.
Well, y'all are on my bucket list. I'm coming to Canada just to see y'all.
We'd love to have you.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know that I would be the same. I don't know that I would be the same when I got home, but that will be all right too. I love Canada. I could probably live in Canada if it wasn't so cold.
Hell yeah, legalized completely countrywide. That's the best part.
So Loki, how are you enjoying being with these two wonderful icons of the music industry?
I'm fucking loving it. I'm so much. I came from a smaller, like almost a garage band that got to playing bars, and it's a major difference now from from what I was doing then to what I'm doing now. A lot more professional, and it's great.
And not only are you with two mentors that are going to take you places, and trust me when I tell you this, because when these guys first came to me, I told them they were going to go places, and they said, "Yeah, right, They almost quit after the first album. I said, "Don't you dare! You're going to go places with these guys. Stick with
I hope
them
so.
like
I hope
glue.
so.
You will.
I really love the fact that Mike kind of took me under his wing, and Jay now too. And yeah, I really think we are going places. I've never played outside of London until I was with these guys, and now we're looking at Canada-wide tour and maybe hitting the UK and all kinds of stuff now. So it's crazy.
We need to come to South Florida. We need to wake these people up down here.
Well, I've tried to convince Mike to come do some shows in the States. Apparently, there's a little bit of issues of him getting over there. So.
Well, yeah, he's got to work some things, but yeah, it will happen. Because I'm going to tell you, y'all are going to get so big and so popular that people are going to clamor for y'all to come to the States, because the way that
I really hope so. Like I'm busting my ass and doing everything I can to make sure to take us as far as I can, on top of what these guys already do. Like they already have such a big name that me trying to add on to it, I'm just hoping I can live up to the hype.
Well, the funny thing is, that when Loki first came on board, I was doing my usual thing of creating this entire soundscape, and then he'd bring in the crunchy, the overdriven guitar, and it's just kind of like, this isn't working. This sounds really like just like a wall of noise. So I just said, why don't I just put something bassy on and just play something. We just started jamming like any other band and stuff like that. And I just said, I think I've seen the problem. The first couple of demos that we recorded, we were trying to paste him on top of what we normally do. So we had to reorganize the way we record to make sure that he got the creative part of it in. It's not just me saying, play this now.
Right.
But the thing is that we've always been open to changing our sound like that. It's like you find somebody you can work with and you just let it happen. And that was the coolest thing.
And the beauty of you and Mike is that you are willing to step out of a comfort zone that you've established to embrace a new sound, a new song, a new way of doing things. This is how y'all are going to continue to expand and to grow and to get a even greater fan base, because you are willing to reinvent yourselves and to change the sounds and to keep people on their toes.
The problem is that I think with the way Mike and I operate, we get too bored too quickly doing, it's like, okay, now we're just chopping wood. Now we're just putting up the same shit over and over again. And, part of it is finding somebody that creatively could work with. Like Loki's come up with a lot of guitar lines for some of our older stuff so that, when we play live, it alters the song. It alters the feel of the song, but that's what we want. We're not.
I love it.
We can't, like a song like "Breathe." Loki's come up with and plays an awesome guitar line for "Breathe" now live, and I thought about sort of re-recording it because we thought about re-recording it just because the whole nature of it just amplified the nature of the song.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is also one of the songs that I really enjoy listening to. So when you change the dynamic, I can't wait to hear the new version.
Oh, we were talking about getting Loki involved with Cypher.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
kidnap his children and blackmail them.
Right, yeah. I got to run and get my amp set up, though. I'll be right back.
Go do what you got to do.
I'll take
go get set up.
You want?
All right, Mike's taking over. Love you, Vaughn.
Love you too, honey.
They're switching the order around on us last second, so we're kind of rushing. So.
Oh well, look.
It happens.
Do you need
We're
to
fine.
hang up and go, my darling? Are you sure?
No, we're fine. We're working with you. We got this covered.
My time is
This
your
is
time.
not.
Because
This is not the weirdest. This is not the weirdest setup we've ever done.
Well, but this is all about y'all and doing a good show, and I don't want you to get distracted. So we can.
Oh no, the show's always the show. I do this in my sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are y'all gonna play? Are y'all gonna play?
We're gonna play
tonight.
We're gonna play some of it. Yeah. We're gonna do some new stuff, some old stuff, something we've never actually tried before that Jay brought to us earlier today. We went, you know what? That's kind of cool. Let's do it.
I think you should play Dark Mistress.
We haven't played that forever. I don't even know if Jay still has it. Let me see if he's got it programmed on the computer. Maybe we didn't bring that piece of gear we need for that song. That we can't. But if we do, then we'll definitely make it work. I think that'd be fun. Because I haven't done that song. I haven't done that song in forever, and I've only done it once ever. I'll tell you, it was pretty awkward.
I'm doing a short story for an anthology. Now,
nice.
I haven't written in a couple of years because of my husband and being the primary caretaker. But while we were discussing Dark Mistress and the fact that it's awkward for you to sing, the short story came to my mind, and with your permission, I'm going to title it Dark Mistress because
you can do that, and that is our watch out. It's our honor and pleasure. This is pulling for some reason up to the computer.
Oh dear,
That's
killing.
Right. No, we're fine. Jay's got it.
Okay.
We're actually, if you could see right now, it's kind of funny. I got the phone between and my shoulder and my ear, crammed in there, and then we're trying to load Jay's computer onto the stage, so we're carrying the computer and still managing to somehow make all of this work. And that's part of what we do. I mean, when you do this for a day in, day out thing, right, it becomes second nature to deal with adversity. And like, there was one show we went to, we couldn't get Jay a microphone. No matter what we did, we got to move the computer. One sec. We couldn't get a microphone to Jay, so we had this like elaborate set planned, but half of our songs Jay sings. So we couldn't get him a microphone, so we had to like only play old stuff. And we could only play stuff. Oh, beautiful. We're pro. It's cool. Cool. That was a cymbal crash, literally.
I heard it.
We're working around the drum kit and people, and it's kind of funny actually. Without trying to destroy their setup.
These guys would only do this for me because they're
you guys got this. We're good.
Y'all
we got it. Look at you guys.
You know that, right?
Well, it's all about working with people that you love, right? So
and y'all
we do that.
Y'all are. When I see where y'all were 2 years ago, and I remember you and I having a conversation, and when you came on the second show and you said, Yvonne, we didn't know if we were going to put out a second album until you told us you better.
Yeah. And
that has stayed with me.
Well, and that's very much what we believe, right? It's but we're running out of cord here is the problem. We might, yeah. Well, it's just because it's wrapped around the table, eh? That's fine. Go. I got it. We unplugged.
Yeah,
if we have another plug, we can.
They're putting their set together while we're having a conversation. I love it.
We're literally, we're literally setting up a stage right now, and people are like, there's nothing playing out in the room. It's really weird. There's all these, 19, 20-year-olds having their beers, going outside and engaging in their new legal right to smoke weed, which is all good. I'm glad they're doing it. But they're all sitting here staring at us because there's these two old guys hauling a computer around. So all these young kids like glaring at us. And I'm thinking to myself, listen, you young fucks, anybody want to help?
Jump right in and help at any time. But
this is normal.
But back to that, I was so impressed with the fact that y'all continued even through the self-doubt, because I heard it in your voice that night. And I'm saying, y'all got to do this.
Really? I already figured it out. That's just their stupid stage light I hate anyways. But it's crazy. Like, this life is, we do our best to not piss off the world, but we're doing a really good job of succeeding in it. So we get offended people all the time. I was really disappointed, and I know this is going to be probably politically incorrect, and anybody that gets triggered by this one, I'm not sorry, it's your problem. But I was really upset when I heard someone was sending letterbox to people that don't support Donald Trump, and I didn't receive one. I felt really unimportant at that point. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been banging on this guy for months. How come I didn't get one? But I'm weird. It's so weird because I got a confessional for your listeners, which I think is cool. So right before it was my turn to come on and talk to you, I have severe crazy depression, and I just started bawling for no reason. And someone said to me, "It's just nostalgia, the fact that you're going to talk to the people you love the most in this business." And I said, maybe that's it. I don't know, but it was just weird. And now in about 2.5 minutes, I'm just going to unleash hell.
See, and maybe
yeah.
it is because
there's a guy dressed as a shark, though.
Okay.
There's a guy dressed as a shark, though. Do we have Baby Shark at all on anything else? I got an idea. We'll do it anyways. I'll do it a cappella. Fuck it. Give me my microphone. This is going to get weird really fast. This is about to get really weird.
It's going to get weird? It's been weird for the last hour and a half.
Sonny, I'm going to do the intro a cappella. So it'll be fine. I'm going to give you to Jay for a sec. I got to go recover a piece of gear because we just changed what we're doing.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello again. Aren't we having fun yet?
Oh, yes. It's chaos is part of the program.
Well, what is chaos for the spider is, what is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly.
Yeah.
Fly. Depending on the day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
So what is Mike doing? Where did he run off to this time?
We had to kind of change up the stage a little bit for our plans because I sound checked behind the curtain. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of got thrown up next where we were supposed to go on at 9:30. So it was kind of so all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got to move everything on stage, but I'm using a separate tape. I'm using a slightly different setup that I normally use. So all of a sudden it's like, why are we stuck? It's because the other table now that has the laptop on it has to be moved kind of with my rig. So it does get easier, I promise. All you young musicians just starting out. And my son's getting heavily into music now too. So
is he really? That's amazing.
Yes.
So
and the funny part is that the funny part is that he's 13 years old, and he goes, why do I need to do my homework? I'm just gonna do music anyways. And I'm like, you're the wrong parent to talk to.
Well, and you can tell him this, that homework is a discipline. And if you learn to be disciplined with your homework, then you will be disciplined with your music, because music is also a discipline.
Yeah.
Use that logic.
I believe the show is starting. Oh, whoa, feedback.
Feedback. I hear the feedback. This is amazing. Y'all are amazing.
Yes, all the listeners get to hear the running around that is pre-Cypher show.
Well, see, that's why we
There's Mike checking.
Because we have no idea what's going to happen.
Mike's checking Mike.
Okay.
Check.
Check, Mike, check.
Yeah. Okay. I think I might be handing you off for the... Oh, hang on. You're coming with me for a mic check.
Okay, sounds good to me.
There we go. Yeah, it sounds good. My mic is checked.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
okay.
Wait till I promote
hang on a second.
When we hang up.
Yeah. I'm going to hand the mic off to our friend who is with us, and she's going to, I think, hold the phone while we play some live stuff. So,
okay.
1 second.
All right,
hang on.
Okay. Oh, this is too much fun.
You didn't bring a dog with you? All right. Hey, turn this down a bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1. Use that one. 1, 2. You need it there? Okay, we'll make it there. No problem. You just tell me what you need, and I will make that shit happen. We understand your vaginas and not. It happens to the best of us. I feel really loud, so... Did I say the panic? Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. Hey, no, just jokes. Okay, no dick jokes. Got it. Good. No dick jokes tonight. Hey, jokes today. Dick jokes. You can be talking about a dick. Is everything working? Well, as you can tell, we like to... Oh, hold on. Whoa, listen, you want me to apologize for what? Okay, so for the next hour, that we're going to spend with us, probably a good idea to apologize for that. So we've been doing the shark suit. That was fucking cool. So, hey, shark guy. You laughed. Well, then fuck it. Okay. All right, so because I can't schedule with the fuck, we made a mistake and scheduled ourselves on a radio show tonight. So we just did that interview, and they're still on the phone, so we're going to be this show fucking all over the planet. They're totally listening, so So make some fucking noise for all the people listening elsewhere and off the chain. Right on. We are Cypher from right here in town. We're London's worst fucking band, and we love it. I'd like to start out by saying I fucking hate London. I hope it burns in a fucking cesspool. And then saying that, it's fucking great to be home. This one's Charles. Welcome to the underground. Or it's called The Sound of Silence. Silence! Beautiful. No, because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm talking every as usual, Cypher's locked down. Just be fair, this song is called Mike Fucked Up. Mike Fucked Up. Mike always fucked up. Do I have to say something while we wait for these people? Baby shark, in the movie. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. That's as far as I know. That's about as good as that gets. Well, Jay figures out it's something. So you want to do something like that? Maybe. What do we do? Can we make that sound like it? Yeah, go for that. Do that. This will be fun. I'm a big country music fan, and so
let's do some country music at the punk rock show. I'm like got pedals everywhere. It's like walking through a fucking minefield up here, and someone's stuffed pussy. How about some Kenny Rogers? You want to do that? No, fuck. What do you got? We don't care if you tune it. Just fucking play it. Holy shit. You think I tuned his voice? Are we okay, Jay? Okay. We'll go back to Kenny Rogers. This is.
I would much prefer some Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash? Do it. Let's do it. All right, some Johnny Cash. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I remember all the words of the whole track. I heard that train of trumpets. It's rolling around the bend. Yeah, I don't know when I'm stuck in Folsom with Tommy's dragging on. While that train is rolling on down the sand. Well, probably every show's eating something they gotta come. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking cheap cigars. Probably with me. That's where I want to be. But that train keeps rolling, and that was torture. Say, you know, any of the rest of the words get unlocked in this way. Yeah, do it. All right, that's all we got. All right, what else we got, Sonny, while we're waiting here? Give me something, anything that I know. What are you, fucking American? Stop that. Holy shit. We're not the land of the free, home of the fucking Trump supporter. We're here in Canada where you're allowed to smoke weed, bare your breast. Fuck them. Seriously, I mean, sorry, I'm like shit, but fuck, you live in a country where the biggest thing is the right to bear arms. We've got the right to bear breasts. Fuck, guys, we fucking win. That might have been session, but I don't care. I find myself saying some shit that will offend you. Why should I fucking care? All right, I heard the computer there. That was good. First of all, welcome to the underground. Here's the place that we call home. Hope one day you stop around. no way out. This is where the madness dwells. Fucking golf and rock and roll and make some real fucking noise. Woo! I want everybody in the house. Hi, Vaughn. Hi, Vaughn. Hi, Vaughn. Now, holy shit, that was cool. That was a lot of fun. I've been listening to this on playback. These two aren't actually half buckets back. So I'm glad I didn't hire cheap musicians, just brought cheap gear. Free, right? All right. So, the best we've done so far with a single over in Australia, this song went number, I think, 4 or 5. No, we had one better than that, but this one did go number 4 or 5 in Australia. But out in Eastern Canada, this one number 1, and we love it for it. This is a song about standing at a bus stop with a fucking cold and looking around at everybody and going, God damn, I don't want them to be sick. And that's really what this is actually fucking about. It's giving you an error of some sort. Computers fucking suck, I'm telling you. I got to come up with so many jokes every night. You can't just stand on stage and shoot spunk on the crowd. Doesn't matter if you do that. You're also far back, and it's dark over there. There we go. That's better. That's better. Which one? Don't do this online. This one's top 3. So, it's a punk show. Sonny doesn't normally have a guitar part in this, but as he fucking proved last night. Oh, did I mention we added a guitar player? You might have noticed. Brand new in the band, Logan Pop, give it up for West Rock. Not too much. We don't want to start going good. The pressure's all on him now. So he doesn't actually have a guitar player for this next song, but this is a fucking punk rock show. And punk rock is supposed to be political. And unfortunately, Green Day fucked that up. Followed closely behind by Dollar Boy. Great fucking band, looking to sweat out my fucking leg sack. Anyways, this next one's for Billy Joe from Green Day. This is all right. This is a song called Media. It's long been understood. I got my speed were controlled. Very much now I fell. We are just right now. It's the way that's what the hell it means. That's good. He's holding up the videos. That's a lot of words. I can't remember this shit. All right. Well, I didn't write this next one. I'm going to be honest. Do you have any chucklers? Who's going to be here to know what the fucking chuckler is? Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. So, when we were writing it, there's people who actually know what we're about to do. That's cool. So on our newest record, which is where we're merging from one of the three of us after we're done, we covered it in St. Cloud Awesome track. And I'm hoping I can remember all the words fucking Shaggy and J wrote. We recently got what? You don't have it. Are you fucking kidding me? We could acapella this? Oh, we'll try this. You can do it, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. If his mic's rolling, we're going to do this anyways. Whether or not I don't give a fucking shit. Alright, holy shit, I don't know. This might be a horribly bad fucking idea. That's it. I weighed the options. How the worst can we meet? And when it was going down, she goes, yeah. Oh, wow. This is going to be fun. First is the fact that this mic totally fucking sucked. You're all in the board, and I think I don't give a shit. Can we get these mics up a little bit for these guys? We're going to need it on this one, too. 1, 2, I'm good. You're good? All right, how are you over there? All right, so if you know the words to this, which you probably don't, or which you fucking still don't give a shit. Oh, I can't believe we're going to fucking do this. Yeah, right?
Okay, so for all of you, I'm sorry now. If you guys don't know me, this is going to be
Okay. Wait, do me a favor. Stop stealing my spotlight. Yeah? I'm the ego in this one. Not you. Go back to your movie. How did you get back to your movie? Anyway. He gave me permission to tell the joke. Holy fuck. Okay. Before anyone freaks out. Can we trigger anybody? Because that's part of our... Calm the fuck down. All right, here we go. Ready? I can take it. Please, thanks. What comes the doors? It's in the halls of illusion. This is yours. And people shoulda, and coulda, and woulda been real. But you had to track the whole shield. Take a walk down the hallway. It's a long way. It takes all day. Get to the end. Can't change how we got you in there. Yeah, and put your eyelids, jump over your head. And you can touch a witness like a legendary king. Just too bad and they want to see walking and think you on the floor. Playing the dead, no way they got the high score. Do it in the jail with your life. You ain't there. Drop on the bed and the head to head. Well, they look so happy, you should understand. These niggas didn't lose, and it never came true. All because of you. Back to reality, what you about. You're right there, 12, cause you're not the teeth out. And you can't see straight from dead. You're a worthless drunk piece of shit. Cause it's all good here. Come out with beer, or break the car bucket, shove it in your ear. And your death comes wicked, painful, and slow. At the hands of the let's go, crazy, but let's go, wait your wall. Don't look now, your life is gone. This is all because of you. What you brought yourself into. Brave, let's go, wave your wand. Don't look now, your life is gone. This is all because of you. And what you got yourself into. Look who's next, it's Mr. Clark. Get the old prick from the clear park. Got the ticket? Hey, hold on. Let's take a hop down the hallway. It's a long way. Take all day. You get to the end. You find your chair. You see all the blood that your boy was just here. The people coming to Richie's chicken. Richie's just right here. In the halls, everybody gets a turn. Let's switch it to our leadership before you burn. You know better. That's all right. Okay. Look at the kids. They're going to be okay. So they're showing up in college. Top grade. And you're such a fucking doctor. Top pay. You're going to get the family and they're all good. They get the country to lead you the day. You get true out. You really see the Holy Ghost. Nah, bitch, not even close. That's the reality. The sun's on crack. And your daughter's got nut stains on her back. And they both fucking full of shit. And live in the gutter and sell crack to each other. People can't just beat up and leave them home. And even whip them with the cord on the telephone. That reminds you there, hey, you gotta crawl. Watch you step to hell. It's a long grave. But let's go where you want. Don't look now, your life is gone. Fucking that's enough. Holy shit. That was terrible. Dr. fucking Jason Carlton. Yes. Time I haven't let the punch a drummer and forget on stage with me. Dr. Oh, shit. Hey, let's hear it. Yeah. It's time. We have to reward them for something. And since what he costs $20 an hour, that's not going to happen.
That's fucking cheap.
Some people it's free, probably. But not many. You want to be finished? You finish your okay. I'm free. Oh, that's good. That's all I'm Oh, do you know what? Maybe that's really been available. You know what? They say to me, they told me the other day, never do this next year. They told me they're playing a punk rock show opposite the Forgotten Rebels was crazy. They said, you'll never get anybody. Well, I'm going to take a little walk because I see people here. They're here. I see them. They're back there. They're all there. Hey, remember hearing fucking out. I used to warn you. You need to say something. But great. Go back to you. Right. So, that being said, I say fuck the Forgotten Rebels. I've never said that before in my life because I love the Rebels. But the real punk rockers are right fucking here watching me enjoy a good night. And most importantly, doing something I've always wanted to do, and that was nothing. So those guys are just serious. Oh. And hold on. But that was okay. Surely an admittance before we do this song. I'm hothead, but that's okay. So I don't remember the gentleman before singing, and I apologize profusely. He was fucked off when I lost everything. Tyler, thank you. Tyler, what's his last name? Name is Tyler Gepowitz, and he's awesome. Tyler Gepowitz, he was awesome. So, in that case, are you guys ready for a little love song, a little song? What do you do when you have a shit fucking day at work? You're bad news from your doctor, when you find your girlfriend sucking someone else off. This was called Punch or Not Please. Are you all fucking ready? You can't. Alright, so you're having a fucked up day at work. Your boss is better. He's telling you gotta do stupid shit like stay awake, wear pants. How are you gonna feel better when you go home? I'm telling you. Alright. Now you go to the doctor's office. Hey guys, you know where you're going. You're going to rubber glove, some lubricant, and one fucking finger straight up the goddamn thigh hole. And your doctor tells you you've got a month to live. How are you going to make all that time count? Everybody, punch or not to. 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 Keep it going. Punch or not to. Punch or not to. Punch or not to. All right, well, that was fun. But you got home from work, and there's your lady on her knees. You put some fucking ball danceable with people's ass. How are you going to make yourself feel better about that? This message has been promoted by Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that orange fuck. Hey, I think we should teach these people why we're the voice they get, not the voice they deserve. The new one. Play the new single. Let's do the brand new single. Yeah, let's do the brand new single. Okay. So, I said a couple of weeks ago, and everybody yelled at me and said I was homophobic, transphobic, I have bananas growing out of my ass, or whatever else these fucking snowflakes want to say. We're everything phobic. Have I offended anybody yet? If I have, you're nobody to worry. They're all big hands that are 2 songs. It'll make me feel better. Anyways, now that we're at the point of not being friends anymore. This is the new song off our new album, brand new, the first single. We're working on a video with Amy and Cook to begin it. We shot a Thomas Mann video with the Overthought. The original music video is everybody in this. That's what I was going to with someone else before that. Because maybe he'll never show up, but I've already signed him and saved it out of this video. So, anyways, this is why Cypher is the voice you get. Unless you change your fucking ways and actually fucking do something about this shit that's out there. This is a song about shutting the fuck up and being a prick with fucking ears. Well, pricks, stand up or fucking stand down. I see it 1,000 times a day. I never let it get defeated. Everyone always needed. Stand down! Stand up! We are a creature that you stand up! If you're wrong, stay down! Let's throw the shit to the ground! Nobody gets hurt if we keep it for identity. Every single thing inside the body is forgiven. And I should please bear down. Wow. All right, good results. We got 2 songs played. They're pretty short. This one, I don't want to do this one at all, but someone asked me to play it tonight. Glass Houses. Woo! See this shit.
Go right up front.
Whatever the fuck her question is, fuck you.
Oh, no. Glass Houses. I just got my way out, and I'm going to have a smoke while you do this. Jay's going to do a track for you tonight. I forgot about this. We've never done this before. We got 2 songs. This is one really quick one. Okay, so you need my mic, and you want me to stand over there. Okay, I'm going to be touching myself behind the computer. Hold on. Try not to get excited, gentlemen. I mean, you're going to ruin this computer more. Oh, I'm going to sticky this shit all up. I promise you. There'll be semen dripping out the hard nose for weeks.
I need somebody to come over to drums for a second. Someone play drums. Yeah. All right, I'm joining.
Somebody get the fuck up here, new drums.
Yeah.
That's right.
I have no fucking clue what's about to happen. He sent it to us and said, "You're all going to do this tonight." And I said, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." On confession time, I didn't listen to it.
He has no fucking idea what's happening.
I don't. I'm going to move knobs and shit. Hold it.
4-4.
I think it was good. That was fine. I have no idea what just happened, but I really just unless you want to have like. All right, so I want to leave you guys with something fun. What the fuck are we doing now? Well, we're going to do that song that I'm going to tell the story about ADs for. So we played a festival at East. We're going to leave you with a song. We played a festival at East, and some idiot right in the middle of our set kicked the hornet's nest right behind us.
I'm in the middle of singing the chorus and then
in this next song. And Jay and I each got sung about 20 or 30 times during the song. It made it so much cooler. It's leading to a song on an upcoming album called Send in the Wasp, which we haven't got to yet. We realized two things about it. And the first two things in life I've ever learned, other than don't get old, don't get married, don't have kids. If you know those three things, ignore everything else. Especially don't get married. Especially don't have kids, you fucking baby machine. You got 7 fucking kids. Holy Christ, women don't stand too close. And it's a fucking coin. Okay. But no, seriously, I made the two things that I've learned. Number one, hell hath no fury like a Christian conservative scorned. And two, God has no fucking sense of humor. None whatsoever. This is a song about the internet. It's called God. Thank God it's humor. Quick Jesus impersonation. Dominant posse. It's serious. I love when I hear people's commentary about us over the their music's good, but he talks too fucking much. Talking on the water. To take the state of. Hear the song all of you. Shut up, that's it. Shot fired. Got no care at the same time. Unless you want to. Unless you want it. No, show unless it's with him. Well, of course not. Holy shit, I kept my nose on. Nobody wants to see that. You know you all want. And God looked at the world, and he said, "What's up?" Dog food is prominent mister? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys put up with Kathleen win for 8 years? What the fuck is wrong with you? You let Justin Trudeau pay everybody's what, Canadians? Oh, God looked at Jesus and said, hey, little bitch, what do you got to say for yourself? And Jesus wept. All right, I talked too much. Oh, fucking amazing.
Because he's hung like this.
Nice. Why the fuck did Christians think Jesus wants them to celebrate a cross? Hello. Hello. Hey.
Hello. Hey.
How you doing, Yvonne?
I'm tired.
So am I. I didn't know she was going to keep you on for the whole thing. Oh,
Okay.
what'd you think?
I thought it
Could
was
you hear
very,
it okay?
very good. Yeah.
Well,
Y'all did
good.
really
I'm glad you guys got to check it out and have fun. Thank you. I am going to go die now, though.
Go die.
I am so
and we'll
tired.
End the show. And we will.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this up in the archives, and then I'll share it with everybody.
Please, and you know what? I got to say something to your listeners that are going to hear this in archives. If they make it this far in this recording, thank you so much for being part. Thank you so much for being part of the first Cypher live show, start to finish, anywhere in the world. And you guys are the best. We love you, Yvonne, so much.
We love you. And tomorrow it's going